Sayulita Wellness, home of your inner peace.
Almost 3 weeks, a little over 2 weeks now, and it was a very personal experience for me. I got everything I came for, and I'm just going to answer a few questions to help shed some light on the program, so maybe someone else can benefit, hopefully like I did. So the first question is, what treatment did you come here for, and what were you hoping to accomplish? I was diagnosed with PTSD and acute anxiety disorder, along with a couple other random things over the years that have come and gone, but I basically wanted to come to the retreat to kind of reset my nervous system and get out of this fight or flight that I have been in for 25 years plus. And I was really just hoping to purge a lot of the traumatic memories and different things that I had gone to that I was carrying with me. And it was kind of like the lens that I viewed everything as or through now. Even though those traumatic events were over, I was still operating based on that experience. And even when my mind knew better, I couldn't get rid of it. I mean, it got more manageable with meditation, prayer, breath work, but it wasn't gone. And I was desperate for it to be gone. Second question is, what were your first thoughts when you arrived to the retreat? My first thoughts upon arrival were obviously how beautiful the house was and the location, but it was also how warm and sincere the staff were. It was, the whole thing felt like one-on-one, even though there was a small group. And I know that the groups are different people in different sizes, but I feel like whoever you're there with is really who you're supposed to be there with. But I still felt like the whole retreat was really just for me, which is great. There were 5 of us, and the food was fantastic. The house was clean and just gorgeous. The pool was beautiful. The weather was great, even though it rained occasionally. It just gave the most beautiful sunsets and cloud configurations, and the infinity pool, 180-foot cliff below, and then a beach that I don't think I saw one person on the whole time I was there. It was so serene and calm. And how did those feelings evolve? Well, I think my relationships with each staff member got more personal and more valuable because each of them have their own healing journey that they either have gone through or in the process of doing, and they're very sincere and genuine with wanting to help others with their journeys of healing. And everybody's at a different spot. I mean, basically I felt like the motto, unspoken, was, we will take you however you are and wherever you're at in your journey. And that is the most important thing, I think, for somebody to actually grow, is to be accepted and loved right where they're at in their journey. And that was the strongest, I think, takeaway. I felt it when I got there, but with the relationships and the hours of talking and relaxing and little tidbits of exchanges here and there, everything just grew. So it was wonderful. Next question is, what were the standout moments for you during the retreat? There was a lot. I mean, every day had like a golden nugget of value imparted to me. Whether that was a realization about myself or a realization about life, or just a connection with another human. I mean, there was so many highlights. The mushroom journey itself was just like a machine gun of enlightenment. I mean, honestly, I could talk for hours about it. I'm still unpacking things weeks later. So the highlights for me were the aftermath of the journey. I'm not going to say the journey was a highlight because it was work. You know, it wasn't this feel good, you know, I'm here to relax and do nothing. It was like, okay, buckle in, it's going down. And that's what I was there to do. So I think my highlights were prior to it, after, and setting the stage for the experience itself was really important to me, and they were wonderful in creating that opportunity, because they didn't force you to do anything. I mean, you either gonna hop on and do what they're giving you the opportunity to do, and you're gonna get the most out of it, or you're just gonna kind of slip by and do the bare minimum. And I hope you did, you know, still get something out of it. But I was there just to lay it all out. I mean, I didn't care what happened to me, how long it took, how much work it was. I was just willing. I had just this base willingness that just said, whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen, and it's gonna be what I need. So the question is, what kept you from doing this sooner? I knew there were untold value in psychedelics for healing, for self-realization, for enlightenment, for spiritual growth, for physical and emotional healing. And I had tried to harness some of that on my own in the past. So nothing really kept me from doing this earlier. I think that I tried so much on my own, and that was by my own effort, that didn't work. Even with mushrooms, I mean, I had done it many years ago for a spiritual practice, and I think I took too much because I just shot out of my body and was up with God for a couple hours. So I didn't really learn anything in that experience. I felt like I had pretty much gone on and was just in complete bliss. So obviously that doesn't really give you the tools to solve what you're currently dealing with. So I think the answer to that question isn't so much in the why not, but the why I did it this time. And that's because I felt like I had tried everything. I had pursued many righteous endeavors to heal, and had faith and had a lot of spiritual practice to back it up. This experience at the retreat, I think, was a perfect arrangement of what happens before, of how they get you ready, how they get you into a state of peace, how they feed you, how they get your body in the best state of homeostasis that it can be without a bunch of junk in your system, how they prepare you with what you actually need to know and what to do during this to get the most out of it. That's a huge part of this formula of success. So one question is, what did you gain from this experience? I gained so much. I also lost a lot in a good way. I gained a deep, clear understanding of the past. The traumatic experiences that I had gone through, I was shown why they happened, how they happened, the underlying things that were involved that I was completely unaware of at the time, and even looking back without the ceremony. You know, I had no clue what the truth was about these experiences. So I gained a really deep, clear understanding of what my past was. I was able to see it clearly and process it correctly for what it really was, and then let it go. And you know, that's the name of the game, because holding on to stuff is what makes people sick. And not understanding something is probably half of the reason why people don't let go of things, because it's like a mystery and it tries to bother them. Like, why did this happen? You know, why am I still dealing with this? So, you know, I gained a really deep understanding during the ceremony of why things had happened. And I was able to let them go because I understood. I also saw so much that I was participating in mentally and emotionally that was unnecessary, that was just not serving me, not serving my kids, my wife, anyone that I'm in a relationship with, and of course not serving myself. So I was able to see things that I needed to let go of and stop doing, and that was the easy part. I think the hardest part of the journey was facing the truths as they came. One of the staff, I believe it was Steph, the medicine woman, said, you know, you can't play chicken with the mushrooms. You can't fight them. You're going to get what you need from them, and they're going to show you what you need to see. And you're not going to get out of it. And I tried to get out of the same subject about 4 times. I tried to say, okay, I get it. I'm good. Let's move on. And it wasn't having it. So I revisited something 4 times over a 2-hour rough period, and finally was able to put it down and let it go. And that was a fear-based thing that was justified by my own thoughts of, oh, I need to protect my kids, I need to protect my wife, I need to be aware of what's, you know, could happen or might happen, and all that is just wasted energy. I now can just trust and be and live and relax, and I don't have to worry and go through these scenarios in my head. I mean, all that's gone. I had a few things kick up once I got home in my mind that I had to deal with, that made me feel like I was going backwards, but what it was is those old thought patterns just trying to run the show. But I recognized them for what they were and just said, no, I'm not in my head anymore. Nothing is going to dictate my perception now except love and peace. So that's my base now. How did my interactions with staff of facilitators impact your experience? Well, honestly, it made the whole experience what it is. And you know, each person has a gift that they are kind of naturally in flow with. I mean, every person there had something to offer me. And I know that a lot of people come through, you know, the program and a couple times a month there's groups going through, but these people are genuine. Not only is my intuition strong that I can see right through a facade, but they're just a spirit living at this time as we are. And they're coming from a place of love. And it showed. And my spirit clicked onto that immediately when I got there. You know, everyone has a little bit of, you know, preconceived ideas that they may have or any judgment when they see somebody. But all that just falls away super fast in such a loving environment. I really, really appreciated the wonderful food and the smiles, the hospitality. I appreciated the thoughts that were shared with me and things that were bounced off that challenged what I thought about a few things. I appreciated the psychologist and his viewpoint. Just my session with him, which was pre-ceremony, just completely dislodged two really huge things that I had been living my life according to. And all of it was done in love. You know, there was nothing like negative. It was like just some questions were asked where I just kind of re-examined where I was coming from and what I thought about something, and just thought, man, that is extreme. That's not coming from a place of reality. And you know, I'm a very faith-based and spiritual person, and I really don't think there's any limits on faith. But my understanding had gone so far to the extreme almost that there was no room for anything but a complete miracle and bending of the laws of nature. That was the only thing I was satisfied with. And I may be getting off a little bit with that, but there are so many things in this life created by God, the Creator, that are natural, that are cycles of life, that we cannot war against. We have to flow with them. And I have been at war with myself and the cycles around me for as long as I can remember. And just going with the flow, relaxing, coming from a place of love and peace, that is something that I learned on this retreat. And it's something that I was born with but got distorted. So thank you for bringing me back to my true self.